Good morning, children. I hope you all are fine. Yesterday, we have studied about structure of flower, structure of anther, microsporogenesis, structure of pollen grain or male gametophyte, structure of an ovule, development of female gametophyte or embryo sac, that is about monosporic development. I hope you all might have completed up to this. Today we will be learning about pollination and its kinds. What is pollination? You all know very well that it is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of a flower. In your lower classes, you might have studied about two types of pollination. One is self-pollination and the other is cross-pollination. Today, we are going to learn about three kinds of pollination. First type is autogamy, second is geitonogamy, third is cynogamy. There are three types. First one autogamy, second geitonogamy, third cynogamy. So first is autogamy, that is pollination within a single flower. That means it is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower. Auto means self. So autogamy is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower. Now let us see what are all the conditions that are essential for autogamy to occur. So first condition is the flower should be bisexual. That means the flower should have both stamen as well as carpel. Then only what is possible? Autogamy is possible. So flower should be of bisexual. Second condition is both the anther and the stigma should mature at the same time. Third is position of the anther and the stigma should synchronize with each other. That means once the anther releases the pollen, the position should be in such a way it has to fall on the stigma of the flower. Third one is there are two types of flowers are there. First type is called as chasmogamous flower. For example, let us take hibiscus. It always exposes its anther and stigma. That type of open flower is called chasmogamous flower. Second type is called clistogamous flower. Here, this type of flowers never will blossom. It will not open its petals. It is a closed type of flower. For example, if you take viola, oxalis, camelina, these plants have both chasmogamous and clistogamous flower. Got the meaning of clistogamous flower? The flower is closed in nature. It cannot expose its anther and stigma. So, In this type of flowers, only autogamy is possible because it cannot expose its anther and stigma. So what is only possible? Here only autogamy is possible. So the advantage of clistogamous flower is assured type of seed set. That means by means of autogamy, definitely this type of flowers will produce the seed. But the disadvantage of clistogamous flower is there is no genetic variation. So let me repeat. What are the conditions essential for autogamy? First condition, the flower should be bisexual. Second condition, both the anther and the stigma should mature at the same time. Third one, anther and stigma, their position should synchronize with each other, and it is possible only in case of clistogamous flower. So the advantage of clistogamous flower is assured seed set, and the disadvantage of clistogamous flower is there is no genetic variation. Now let us move on to the second type of pollination, that is of geitonogamy. Here pollination occurs between two different flowers of the same plant. Geitonogamy is slightly different from autogamy. Autogamy, pollination occurs within a flower, whereas in geitonogamy, pollination occurs between two different flowers of the same plant. So, both autogamy and geitonogamy are considered to be self-pollination only. In both the cases, there is no genetic variation. Now, third type is called as cynogamy, or it is called as allogamy. So, what is cynogamy? It is the pollination between two different plants of the same species. Here, pollen from one plant reach the stigma of another plant of the same species. So, the main advantage of cynogamy is genetic variation is possible. Main advantage or main significance is here genetic variation is possible. So, what are the conditions that are essential for cynogamy to occur? First condition is flower should be unisexual. That means the plant is dioecious. Flower is unisexual. Then only what is possible? Cynogamy is possible. Second condition is the release of pollen and the maturity of stigma are not synchronized. The maturity of the stigma and the release of pollen are not matching with each other. These two processes are not taking simultaneously. Third one is position of the anther and the stigma are not synchronized with each other. And the last one is self-incompatibility. What is self-incompatibility? It is the genetic mechanism that prevents self-pollination. It is the genetic mechanism. Even if the pollen of the anther fall on the stigma of the same flower, then also what is not possible? Pollination is not possible. So, cynogamy, what is cynogamy? It is the pollination between two different plants of the same species. So this is equivalent to cross-pollination. What are the conditions essential for xenogamy to occur? First condition is flower should be unisexual. That means plant is of dioecious. Second is the release of pollen and the receptivity of the stigma are not matching with each other. Third is the position of the anther and the stigma are not synchronized with each other. Fourth is self-incompatibility. That is the genetic mechanism that prevents self-pollination. So, the advantage of xenogamy is it creates genetic variation. So, today you have learned about what is pollination and what are the three kinds of pollination. Now, we will be doing a practical also. The first practical in your syllabus is pollen germination. There you can easily learn through a virtual lab. I am attaching a video. First go through the video how to do the practical. Afterwards, I will give a link. Open the link. Go to simulation. There you yourself can do the practical. After doing the practical, share your joyful experience to me. Thank you, children.